May the 5th, 2020, 5:35 p.m. Central Standard Time. My letter to Governor Greg Abbott on his contact webpage at gov.texas.gov/contact. My granny told me if I can't say anything nice, not to say anything at all. My granny also said I didn't mind worth a flip. I posted this on Greg Abbott's contact page today. Daniel 5:27, King James Version, Tekel. Thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Darlie Routier is an innocent mother suffering on Texas death row and has no access to legal phone and can't speak to friends on a speakerphone. Texas has the most draconian prison rules in America. It's all on Governor Greg Abbott's watch. Her website is fordarlieroutier.org. Governor Greg Abbott is weighed in the balances and is found wanting. Barbara Holder is another innocent mother suffering on Texas life row in Gatesville. She has a website called barbaraholder.us. Been in prison, I believe, for over 20 years. Governor Greg Abbott is weighed in the balances and found wanting. Amy Gonzalez is a Texas nurse for 27 years. She is another innocent mother serving life without parole, having spent the last 7 years in prison away from her daughter Tatiana and her soulmate husband. She's been sentenced as the first person in America for interstate cyber stalking. Are you kidding me? A Texas nurse serving life without parole for the crime of her dad in a different state. Governor Greg Abbott has been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Julia Poff is at FMC Carswell Fort Worth Prison. They claimed that she mailed a letter bomb to Greg Abbott and Obama. Julia Poff told me that she was set up by her landlord, whom she had a financial judgment on. She was going to send me more information on her case, and the warden at FMC Carswell banned me from ever speaking not only to Julia Poff, but anyone at that prison ever again. Permanently life banned me and my ministry from communicating to any prisoner to get the truth out about these innocent men and women. That includes Amy Gonzalez, who also resides at the same prison. Governor Greg Abbott has been weighed in the balance and found wanting. FMC Carswell is the same prison that my wife and I were denied visitation to Elaine Brown for over a year, even though that prison is a little over an hour from our house, and we would have gladly visited Elaine while she was in prison. Shelley Luther, this very day on May the 5th, 2020, has been thrown into jail for 7 days because she dared to cut hair in her salon, and she would not close her business, even though she followed all of the CDC rules and regulations. So now we have another innocent mother in jail for cutting hair, and I believe she has a $7,000 fine, and this honorable, so-called honorable Judge Moye, however you pronounce his name, told her to apologize, and she said it's not about an apology, it's about providing for my children. So now Shelley Luther is another innocent mother in prison. Governor Greg Abbott has been weighed in the balance and found wanting. Kevin Casey Massey. Governor Greg Abbott lied about the time that Kevin Casey Massey shook his hand while Kevin Casey Massey took time out of his own life to help protect the Texas border. Kevin Casey Massey found out some corruption between the Mexican drug cartels and the Texas Border Patrol. And when that photo was distributed, Greg Abbott said it was photoshopped. But there was a video proving it wasn't photoshopped, and I'm sure it disappointed Kevin Casey Massey, who was later pronounced a domestic terrorist in a propaganda video by the FBI. And Kevin Casey Massey was suicided with a 45 bullet to his head. That's what they say. Who knows what really happened? My wife and I went to Kevin Casey Massey's funeral, and the body was not at the funeral. That's very odd. Governor Greg Abbott has been weighed in the balance and found wanting. Patricia Davis is my 86-year-old mother, whom my wife and I have not been able to visit with in person, only through a window or the phone, in over 5 weeks, because the nursing home put up a sign in the front stating they are following the orders of Governor Greg Abbott. I can't see my own mother because of Governor Greg Abbott. You have been weighed in the balance and found wanting. Governor Greg Abbott, you are a piece of trash. You are not a good representation of the spirit of Texas. I hate lawyers. Let me say that again in case you didn't catch it. I hate lawyers, and you are of that Luciferian ilk. Your kind will get the judgment that is come from God Almighty. Luke 11:52 says, "Woe unto you lawyers, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye entered not in yourselves, and them that were entering in ye hindered." Revelation 6:10 says, "And they cried with a loud voice, and they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge? Dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?" Governor Greg Abbott, you have been weighed in the balance and found wanting. The intelligence community is ran by children of Lucifer who thirst after filthy lucre and power and want to make boogeymen out of everyone, including women who cut hair in their hair salon, and want to make boogeymen and boogie women out of everyone in order to justify their paychecks and their submission to Satan. If they are going to submit to filthy lucre and power and Satan, they want everybody else to submit. What will you do for filthy lucre and power, Greg Abbott? Will you sell out and step on? Who will you sell out? Who will you sell out and step on in order to justify yourself before men? God sees your filthy heart, and God sees the wicked fruit of your tree. I told you in a town hall meeting about Barbara Holder last year, and you cut me off and started talking about being tough on crime. What about being right on crime? What a piece of filth you are. God will bring every work into judgment. Greg Abbott has been weighed in the balance and found wanting. You can find out about these Texas women that I mentioned, including Kevin Casey Massey, at our website, IHateTheFBI.com. I am so sick of Greg Abbott's devilish behavior, ruining the state I have grown to love. My father was raised on a dairy farm in Dallas, Texas. It was called Morning Star Dairies and was the second dairy farm in all of Dallas. I am at least a fourth-generation Texan. Not that that makes me any better than anyone, but I did have Texas running through the blood of my veins. And Greg Abbott's leadership and appointment to governor sickens me and makes me want to vomit, spew out of my mouth. I can't help but be embarrassed when I see the Texas flag flying now. This prison ministry in which I attempt to help prisoners has been banned from FMC Carswell in Fort Worth, Texas by the warden. I can no longer communicate with Julia Poff or Amy Gonzalez. I was denied visitation privileges with Elaine Brown for years when she only lived an hour from our home. There will come a time when you, Greg Abbott, will want to visit your own mother or a loved one, and there may come a time when I have authority to block it. Rest assured, I will remember that sign in front of the nursing home and how you treated Texans when you had the chance. Your actions will not go unforgotten. Greg Abbott, you have been weighed in the balance, and you have been found wanting.